So today I'm going to go over a build sheet on Mr. Nasty. This has been one of the most, I would say, sought after ATVs on my channel. A lot of people look into it. A lot of people love it. I love it. Give you a little backstory on this four-wheeler. About 10 years, let's say it's 10, I don't know exactly the correct date, but 10 years ago or so, I purchased this four-wheeler and didn't even have that big of dreams for it, but it developed an issue where the stock motor was missing on a cylinder. Nothing I'd done to it would fix it. After months of troubleshooting it, or hours, I should say, not months, but hours of troubleshooting it, couldn't figure it out, sent the motor to Cascade Innovations. Cascade Innovations called me and said they can't figure out nothing with it neither. I'd pretty much covered everything that would cause a miss on a Banshee on one cylinder. That ATV was kind of the benchmark for me as far as making a fast ATV. I'd seen a Dirt Wheels magazine years ago on how Cheetah Cubs run 421, and the biggest thing I noticed is it said 100, 100 horsepower. And I had it in my mind when I seen that as a teenager or a young kid, if I ever had a Banshee one day, I'd want to build a Cheetah Cub. So they pitched that sale to me on what it would cost. Back then, the whole kit was $3 grand. That was carbs, everything. I don't know what they are now. Don't pay a whole lot of attention. Might be the same. But just to make a real long story short, I've got the build sheet in my toolbox. This is a 421 Cheetah Cub. That's what they call it. That's what I've always known it as. It's a 115 long rod crank, domes, coup head, PWK 35 carbs. Pretty simple setup. Now I've rode other Cheetahs that I don't feel run like this Cheetah. Some can say that it's in the jetting, and I firmly believe that too. It's all in how the four-wheeler is jetted and runs, because this one runs like a dog when it's on a 160 main. It don't run worth a flip. I mean, it's still fast, but it sputters all over the board. It's horrible. Cheetahs do not like a rich needle, rich pilot, or rich main. They're kind of the easiest four-wheeler to jet, in my opinion. The motor will kind of tell you what it wants. It literally will. The easiest way to jet that four-wheeler is put it in fifth gear on a pavement or in a flat pasture. Roll into it at 25 mile an hour and floor it. Just floor it. This thing will start coming onto the pipe, and then it'll start sputtering. And what I normally do is I'll count them seconds that it sputters, and then hit a clean up and go. When it's sputtering, you know that main jet's rich. So what I always do is, if it sputters for 6 seconds, 7, I'll drop that main jet, 2 main jet sizes right then and there. And what that'll do is lean it out. You go back out, repeat the same fifth gear roll on, 25 mile an hour. That thing will sputter for just a minute and it's gone. You want it to where it sputters for about a second where there's no sputter. And that's how I've always jetted it. And then compare it to a dyno, I was 1 to 2 main jets off. One tuner will say 1 main jet, one tuner will say 2 main jets. The clip, I was 1 needle off, 1 clip off. But looking at a plug versus looking at a digital wideband O2 sensor and exhaust, that is very dang close. My pilot was perfect. It was on par. I spent a lot of hours jetting these things. That's why all my Banshees run pretty good. A lot of people say I tinker with them too much. No, I have to make them run pretty dang good. I'm a pretty big fella. So I outweigh most people at a race. But yeah, simple build, 421 Cheetah Cub. Oh, I forgot. Redline Racing, Pro Mod Trans. Can't say enough about Cam. His Pro Mods always shifted great. I've got some other buddies that's got Pro Mods and they don't shift, making less horsepower than this. We've had that discussion, me and one of my buddies. His has got everything mine's got and they don't shift. I don't know if that's got something to do with how they cut gears. I don't know. But Redline Racing did that. The first time the Cheetah was ever done was Cascade Innovations. Great people too. They helped me out a lot along the way. Last 2 times, motor's been tore down in the last 10, 12 years or whatever it was. Me and my buddy Jason's fixed it. They're pretty simple motors. This one's always run really well though. The name Mr. Nasty just evolved from it. We always felt like that name fitted this four-wheeler very well because it runs so good. But latest dyno, I've got the dyno sheet. If you want to see it, I can post it up in the video. Latest dyno, it made 101 wheel. I honestly don't know on the torque. One of the dynos it made, I think it was 56 or something like that. Cheetahs don't make a lot of torque. They make a lot of horsepower. And our Banshee, horsepower wins races a lot of times unless you're racing up a freaking hill. You know, they're not a diesel. But anyway, Pro Mod, the Cub kit. And you may still find this Cub kit on Redline or Cascade Innovations website. It's just a simple 421 Cheetah Cub, domes. It comes with the cylinders, pistons, and you need a Pro Mod because once you get over that, in my opinion, 75 horsepower threshold, these things get really notchy. You also need every aspect of a shifting modification that these things need and that are offered for them. Mine has, I think, a Baron Mod, Shift Drum Mod, Shift Pro kit, D-Tet Star Spring, and the Pro Mod. There may be a few things I'm missing, but it's been a minute on that. But as far as plans for this one, it's gonna stay like it is. My 96 red and white, let me show you something. I picked these OEM cylinders up from a guy in West Virginia. 50 bucks. These are going to get ported and put on the red and white Banshee. Now I don't know exactly what port I'm going to go with. Maybe a Doom port or something, but I'd like to have some high over rev, but the crank ain't welded in that four-wheeler. If it made 65 horse, I'd be happy with that. I mean, it's still a stock Banshee motor with a ported cylinder. Stock pistons, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, if you're looking to build a four-wheeler like this, as far as price-wise goes on the motor, if you do it yourself, $3,200. If you have somebody do it and you ship them the motor to Cascade Redline and back, you're looking at $250 each way shipping. That's 500 bucks, might be a hair more. Their labor is going to be probably, tearing the motor down 700, Pro Mod's about 400. You're going to look anywhere at about $5,000 to make 100 horsepower if they're doing the work. If you're doing the work, $3 grand plus your Pro Mod, $250. I mean, $3,200, you got 100 horsepower. So that'd be a good little video for everybody that keeps asking what this four-wheeler is and how much power does it make. And there's still the non-believers out there. You can actually go back on some of my TikToks. YouTube is where everything's at. I don't load that much to TikTok. They don't pay me, so I don't load that much there. That's where you see a lot of the better videos of this four-wheeler, or in anything I do. But to still those non-believers, this four-wheeler makes 101 horsepower. And at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody thinks. I've got the proof to back it up. Jealousy kills people. It really does for people that's just haters like that. And that's okay too, because haters is what fuel me. So anyway, there you go. I'll give you a little quick tutorial of it here. That come off eBay, guy made it for me. I hand polished that clutch cover, as you can see there. Picked these graphics out. 400EX rear tires, which I'm gonna be straight up with. I do not feel that them hook as good as the Duros that come on the back of a 175 Razor, but these are my new favorite tire to replace OEM tires. These right here, I love them. It's a beautiful four-wheeler. But yep, there you go, people. If you got any more questions, put them in the comments below.